Okay, thanks a lot for everyone for joining in, and it's a pleasure to have all of you. Now, let me close the polls, and once again, welcome. As I said, people will be joining in. So, first 10-15 minutes, what I will do is I will try to give you we can close the polls now. And I will try to take you through my introduction. So I'll introduce myself. And once I introduce myself, you'll come to know you are in safe hands, means I'm very much eligible to conduct this training program. Just to prove my eligibility. I'm just introducing myself, and first the agenda. So I've just made the agenda as well. As you were doing the polls, we saw that people from different backgrounds are coming in. So I have changed the agenda a little bit. So what I would do is I will introduce you to what is Six Sigma. Before that, of course, I'll introduce you to the organization and myself. Then after that, we'll look at Lean and Six Sigma benefits, then introduce you to the Lean and Six Sigma. And after that, we'll take you through DMAIC. So if you say, if you are a Lean and Six Sigma yellow belt, and if you claim that you are a yellow belt, at least you should know about Six Sigma DMAIC methodology. So we'll see what that is. Then we'll also see some of the applications in the industry. We will do a project in the classroom itself. And the project which I have chosen based on whatever you told me, because I saw that people from manufacturing, healthcare, and banking and logistics and education all are there. So I have chosen a project to reduce the recruitment cycle time. Now, recruitment takes place in every organization. So that is why I am going to do a project to reduce the recruitment cycle time in a company. And we'll apply DMAIC principles to that. As we apply DMAIC principles, as we follow the DMAIC phase, we'll also see some of the tools and techniques. We'll learn the tools and techniques, and we'll keep applying to this, to our project. Now, coming to the introduction to the organization, Anexas. Okay, let me give you a little bit of, formal welcome. The formal welcome to everyone as people are joining in.
Hi, welcome to Anexas. Anexas has been consulting and training the professionals in the organizations around the world since 2006, and we have trained more than 150,000 people and consulted for more than 500 organizations, which includes Fortune 100 organizations too. I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I have designed this program based on my 30 years of experience while working in various industries across many domains. The whole Anexas team once again joins me in welcoming you.
So there are a group of 25 people who are supporting this training as of now, who are bringing or who are responsible for bringing this training. So thanks a lot to all of them. And as a company, we have been around since 2006, and we have been enabling individuals and organizations to achieve excellence. Having trained 150,000 people, more than that. And about me, I'm a chemical engineer. Earlier, I used to work hard. Still, I work hard. I am an MBA finance too. I'm an amateur poet and working more than 14 hours per day, because Lean and Six Sigma is such a excellent and exciting journey that you don't feel like taking rest. So you have. I completed my black belt certification, went to Europe to complete that. And after completing that, I became a Lean and Six Sigma first green belt, black belt, and then master black belt. At one go, you can do that today because the online sessions are available. You don't have to travel so much. So within 1 to 2 months period, you can become a green belt, black belt, and master black belt. I have 34 years of experience, consulted more than 200 organizations, including 15 Fortune 100 companies. And I'm also a poet. I write poetry as well in Hindi and Urdu and in English as well. I have guided more than 1,000 projects in multiple domains, speaker in various conferences. 2 weeks ago, I was in San Diego speaking in American Society of Quality World Conference. For the 10th time, they had invited me, and this time I had presented on how to reduce the nosocomial infections, means hospital-acquired infections using Lean and Six Sigma approach. and also using binary logistic regression, which all of you, if you join my session, will be learning in Black Belt training program. I have also participated in various TV programs, and all of you can also achieve all these things, because today you are going to learn not only from me, but also from my students who have taught me over the period of time. For the last 34 years, I have been into process improvement. Some of the programs I have conducted worldwide, some photographs just to prove that, in fact, you have to prove the credentials, as they say. I was not so much media savvy earlier, but now I know that, all the people are taking to media, so you have to act, you have to enact, you have to, get into the action of getting the people. So that's what I'm doing, and I hope I'm successful by the end of this training program. All of you will be yellow belt for sure, and some of you will be joining my green belt and black belt training programs as well. I also take pride in telling you that I conducted the first ever black belt training program in whole of Middle East. So that is something I take pride in telling. And apart from that, almost all the major well-known companies, right from Aramco to SABIC to ADNOC, Bank Muscat, then the Riyadh Bank, the King Fahd Medical City, International Medical Center, Cleveland Clinic, all these are my clients, and hopefully that gives you some confidence that you are in safe hands. Some videos, as people are still joining in, let me show you some more photographs, as my team is telling that some 50 or 60 more people are supposed to join. So let me pull on a little bit. I've won some awards as well at various forums, and Hospital Management Asia 13 times. For the last 13 times, I've been invited as a speaker, and also done.
I am Shekhar Suman, and I wish to congratulate all the Six Sigma certified black belt from Anexas.
And CPHQ conferences.
On 21st of May 2000.
In fact, Indian Railways, Saudi Railways, and American Railways, they're also our clients. It's an honor to have railways on, and many more videos, but a lot of credentials. But now I'll just, in the next 1 minute, I will wind up. I've also written a book as well. Deputy Health Minister, Mr. Dr. Tarif Alama of Saudi Arabia. He is also have a lot of good words about us. And Dr. Muhammad Abdul Ali, again, he has given excellent credentials. So I think you are convinced, and I see many people have joined in. So now let us start with Lean and Six Sigma benefits. So what is Lean and Six Sigma first, and then we will look at why companies they are interested in implementing Lean and Six Sigma. Now, if I ask you, can you tell me what is the common thread running through all these points? A manufacturing company improves production by 30%. A hospital reduces discharge time of patients from 3 hours to 15 minutes. 64% reduction in recruitment cycle time in multinational companies. And hotel improves customer experience and increases bookings to almost 2 times. And a bank reduces errors and cycle times by 80% with enhanced customer satisfaction index, and insurance claims time reduced by 70%. So can you write in the chat box, what are the common things? So I see Rashika and Mohammed, and Mohammed, you are from Aramco. Welcome, special welcome to you. I have done many programs for SAPCO also, Aramco also. And and please try to bring me in more projects. Please recommend me to your colleagues and also to your organizations once again. And we have got Shashank, talking about data analysis, etc. And almost all of you are right, because yes, they are. One more common thing is that they are all Lean and Six Sigma projects. So let me tell you what Lean and Six Sigma can do to the organization. It can reduce the cycle times, reduce the errors, and a lot of companies from our services have benefited. I just talked about it. So Lean and Six Sigma will reduce the costs, reduce the defects, reduce the waste, reduce the rework, reduce the cycle time, and it will improve the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, and resilience. So which CEO would not love a person who can achieve all these things? So Lean and Six Sigma, green belts and black belts are always loved by everyone. So what is this Lean and Six Sigma? Would you like to know the history of Six Sigma? How it started? Just let me know. If you have it, then I can take you through that. And here I'll use a video because videos are sometimes able to tell you bigger stories, better stories.
Those individuals who...
So would you like to know the history of Lean and Six Sigma? How Six Sigma started? Just write yes if you are interested. If just write no if you are not interested. So Sam Sundar is telling yes. Okay. If 3-4 more yeses are there. Okay. Yes, most of you are saying yes. So let us hear. Can you guess Lean and Six Sigma started in which company? Some guesses? Can you guess? Yes, it is live. Sayyad, it is live. Yes. Yeah. So some people are asking, is it live? Of course it is live. Yeah. Okay. So no, so some people are telling Toyota, some people are telling Kawasaki, some people are okay. So Toyota, GE, actually GE is given the credit of making what? Oh, but yes, Abhishek has got the right answer, and of course Subhan has got the right answers. Fastest finger first. Oh, you Googled it, is it? Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's
can do improvement projects in the organization
the story.
by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAIC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota.
So some of you,
I will tell you the story.
Some of you were partially right. Lean started in Toyota and Six Sigma started in Motorola. Now, if someone asks me, what is Lean and Six Sigma? Simple words, one sentence answer. So one sentence answer is improving the processes using project approach. Improving the processes using project approach means whatever you want to improve in an organization, convert that into a project. Suppose you want to reduce the cycle time. Cycle time is 10 days, reduce it to 5 days. So at present, make a SMART goal. Today we have cycle time as 10 days and we would like to reduce it to 5 days by the end of August, let's say to 2024, that becomes a project. So a project has a SMART goal statement. It describes the problem statement and it is a goal statement. So you create a project charter, and project is done in teams. So once again, a one sentence answer to what is Lean and Six Sigma methodology or approach. It is project approach to process improvement. Now, why we are talking about process improvements? Whatever we want to improve in our organization, whatever outputs which are important from the perspective of the customers, these outputs have got certain measures, and the customers are interested in the specification limits. The products which they are receiving should be within the specification limits. Now, it might be a little complicated for some of you because most of you are joining or attending this Lean and Six Sigma training program for the first time. So let me describe that. Let me expand this a little bit. Before I tell you what is Lean and Six Sigma, which of course the slide adequately describes it, because when I say, what is Lean and what is Six Sigma, some people generally ask me, what is difference between Lean and Six Sigma? So that also I will tell you. Some of you are already asking me that. I will talk about that. But both are process improvement methodologies, and they tend to, their objective is to satisfy the customer. Now, how to satisfy the customer? It's an abstract thought, to satisfy the customer, to make the customer happy. How will you make the customer happy? So to make the customer happy and also to develop a process improvement mindset, you have to have a systems approach. So first, let me describe what is systems approach, and then I will answer your question. Some of you are asking the question, what is Lean and what is Six Sigma, and what is the difference between the two? In fact, what you are learning is both Lean and Six Sigma in this training program. So this program is for yellow belt certification. Of course, there is a very, very small fee, which is almost equal to what you will pay for a lunch or a dinner in your whenever you want to have a lunch or a dinner. So whatever small fee you pay, that's equal to that fee. And some of my CPHQ participants are joining in, so it is totally free for you. So the CPHQ participants you have already who are part of my course right now, that's free for them. But for the rest of you, there is a small fee, very, very negligible fee. You won't mind paying, looking at the something which you are going to get an output from this training program. All of you will get a certificate. We are all following the certifying bodies, world certifying bodies, body of knowledge, and all our certifications are valid throughout the world. So just to tell you, so some of you are asking about the certification, etc. So I'm just answering this question, but please hold on for 2 more hours. Once I complete, after 2 hours, I'll tell you, my team will tell you how to apply for the certification, how to register for the training. We'll give you all the links, etc. But please hold on these questions for the time being. And let me first tell you what Lean Six Sigma is. So Lean Six Sigma, as I said, is project approach towards process improvement. You have to develop a systems mindset. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw. And this, whatever I'm going to draw, is representing all the organizations of the world, So if you think of your organization is taking certain inputs, and through a series of process steps, it is converting into an output which is consumed by the customer. Okay? The outputs are consumed by the customer. And suppliers are supplying the inputs. So this is the process. Through a series of process steps, we are creating an output. The output could be either a product or a service. It is either a product or a service. There is no third type of output. And then The customer will give you the feedback. Customer will give you the feedback. And also you will predict the demand of the customers of your services or the products. And then your planning or strategy team will take an action and ask the suppliers to supply the relevant inputs and also tell the departments A, B, C to change their policies or change the settings. It could be machine settings or it could be policies and procedures in a service organization. And this is how every organization works. Now, if you have this mindset, this is known as systems thinking mindset. Think of your organization as a system. Silo thinking means I'm concerned about my department. I belong to department A. I don't care what's happening after me, and I don't care what's happening before me. That is known as silo thinking. Silo thinking means I'm worried only about my team and my department. But what is systems thinking? I'm thinking about the system. So once you develop the systems thinking, you would be able to improve the processes. Now, coming back, this also was given by Dr. Deming, and it has got another very popular name. Anyone can guess? It has got another popular name called value stream map, based on systems thinking. So you are thinking about the whole system. Now, customer is not interested in your output. You want to make the customer happy, right? And you might be thinking, if my product or service is excellent, the customer will be happy. Well, in a way, you are right. But the customer is happy because he or she is deriving a value from your product or service. He or she is deriving a value from your product or service. That is why he or she is using your product or service. For example, if you are manufacturing cars, so the product is the car, the output is the product, which is the car. But the customer is not interested in the car. Customer is interested in deriving the value, what the value he or she is deriving from the car, like ability to move from one place to another place comfortably. That is the value. Now, the companies which think on the value given to the customer, focused on the value, those who are focused on the value, they always stay ahead. But of course, customer will evaluate you based on your product or service for the time being. And he or she will evaluate you based on certain measures. So there would be always certain measures, and these measures, we call it as CTQs, critical to quality characteristics. We call it as critical to quality characteristics in our Lean and Six Sigma, say, jargon. So measures could be, see, the three important measures are always there. Always you will see these three important measures will be present everywhere. And what are these three important measures? Cycle time of delivery of your product or service. Yeah. Or customer would be interested in, as I said, definitely three measures. One is the cycle time. One is the errors. Errors means the quality, mistakes, errors, defects, defectives, mistakes, number of mistakes you commit, number of defects you make, and also the costs. Apart from that, he or she would be interested, the customer would be interested in other measures. Like if you are from hospital, customer would be interested, customer here would be the patient. They would be interested in your infection rate, your mortality rate. If you are you belong to Aramco, I see people from Aramco here. So if you belong to oil and gas, petrochemical company, you may be interested in the viscosity of the product or the boiling point of the product. Or if you are from a bank, you may be interested in compliances. So depending on your industry, depending on your product, depending on your service, you have got a measure. Now, this measure, which you have got, has got some specification limits. Specification limits means cycle time should be less than 10 days. Weight of the product, suppose you are producing chocolate, weight of the product should be, chocolate should weigh between 100 plus minus 3 grams. Cost should be within those specified limits. Number of mistakes should be less than 10 per week. Now, these are all specification limits. So CTQs combined with specification limits. Specification limits. I'm talking about specification limits. Combined, CTQs combined with specification limits has got a name which is known as KPI, Key Performance Index, or Performance Index. Now, wherever you are not fulfilling the demands of the customers, wherever you are not, or you are not within the specification limits set by the customers, you have an opportunity of improvement. So suppose the cycle times are more than 10 days. That's an improvement project, improvement opportunity. Suppose an infection rates are more than the specified by the Ministry of Health. That means there is an improvement project. Suppose weight of the chocolate is either more than 103 grams or less than 97 grams. That means there is an potential improvement project. So whatever you want to improve, you convert that into a project. And what is the basic definition of a project? The basic definition of a project is it has got a starting point and it has got an end point. So a project has got a life. It is born and it is dead. Yeah, project has got a life. So an improvement project typically would look like, today my cycle time is 15 days and I would like to reduce it to less than 8 days by the end of 31st August 2024. This becomes an improvement project. So I hope you understood what is Lean and Six Sigma. Now I'm repeating the process, the definition. Lean and Six Sigma is using project approach to improve the processes so that the customer is satisfied. So that is what is a simple one sentence definition as per me, of course. In the books, there are 100 books there. Every book, author will write. That he says this, the different people say this, and as per me, this is my definition. So as per me, one line definition is Lean and Six Sigma is a project approach towards process improvement to satisfy the customer. Now we have understood the systems thinking. We have developed the systems mindset. Now it is time to improve. Now, how can I improve? There are two ways to improve. One is by identifying the non-value added activities in the process, and another way is to reduce the variation in the process. So if I'm following the first one, which is reducing the non-value added activities in the process, I say that I'm using lean approach. Okay, so when I'm saying, just give me 1 minute. Yeah, let me switch off and switch on my PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, so if I'm trying to reduce the non-value added activities in the system, and you will be surprised to find, and you will understand, and you will be surprised to find that most of our activities, whatever activities we are doing in our day-to-day life, in our organization, 70 to 80% of them are non-value added activities. They are not adding any value. Now, how? Let me show you. So how many of you are aware of waste in the system? The 7 or 8 wastes in the system. How many of you are aware of 7 or 8 wastes in the system? Depending on if you are aware, just say yes. If you're not aware, just say no. Okay. Or some of you are asking who's a green belt, who's a black belt. Okay, let me answer that question first. Not to worry. See, don't worry. You'll get all your answers. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah. Sorry, in fact, I'm just taking you back a little bit. Yeah. For those who missed out, those who joined a little late, you missed out some of the very beautiful slides. Okay, yeah. So who are yellow belt, green belt, black belts, and master black belt? Yellow belts are the ones who are exposed to the basic understanding of what is Lean and Six Sigma. But they can't do an improvement project. But they know certain tools and techniques. They know the DMAIC approach. But the green belts are the ones who know the tools and techniques and who can improve the processes. Means they can enhance the process. They can improve the customer satisfaction by taking an action on one of the CTQs. I told you what is a CTQ. CTQ is a measure which is important from customer's perspective. So they are able to improve. They are able to show improvement, and they are able to save money for the organization. So that is what a green belt is. Black belts learn more tools and techniques. They are aware of a little bit more tools and techniques, and they are able to make a bigger difference to the organization. They can save much more money than what green belts do. And the master black belts are the ones who can conduct the training program, who can roll out Lean and Six Sigma in the organization, who can guide improvement projects, who can manage the whole Lean and Six Sigma initiative in the organization. So green belt generally takes 3 days of training program. Black belt takes another 3 days after the green belt, and master black belt takes around 4 to 5 days of training program. And all these trainings you can undergo. We are one of the few companies who conduct all the trainings, right from yellow, green, black, and master black belt. And those who have joined a little late, for them, I've got around 34 years of experience doing just this, means process improvement and improving the multiple processes in multiple industries, be it oil and gas, healthcare, banking, logistics, supply chain, you name it, and it is applicable to all institutions, education, everywhere. Lean and Six Sigma is applicable. So I hope I have answered your question, as some of you had asked that question. Okay, now coming back, I was telling that 70 to 80% of the activities which you undertake in your organization, they are all waste. You might wonder why I'm saying so. See, if you remember, what did I tell you in the beginning? Those who joined early, I told that customer is not interested in your product or service. Customer is interested in your value, in the value which your product or service is providing. So the activities which you are undertaking in your organization, is it adding value? Is it producing the value for the customer? Now, there are 3 criteria listed to qualify a process step as a value-added step. So we classify every step into value-added and non-value-added activity. In Japanese, non-value-added activity is known as Muda. Muda means waste. It's of no use. Say, for example, if I send some report for approval to my boss, and the boss takes 3 days to approve it, this 3 days is a non-value-added activity. Any waiting time is a non-value-added activity. So just to define a non-value-added activity, it has to fulfill 3 criteria. First criteria, if the customer is not willing to pay for that step, it is a non-value-added activity. You may think it's very important, but if the customer is not willing to pay for that step, it is a non-value-added activity. It is waste. It is known as Muda. Second criteria, if the step or the activity is not done right the first time, means if you are doing something again, you commit a mistake and then redo that, anything starting with re is known as waste. If you are committing a mistake and you are correcting it, means you took time, effort, resources, and lots of money of the organization to produce this error. That error was produced taking a lot of money, a lot of resources. That was a waste. If you're producing a chocolate which is out of specification, it is a waste. If you're producing oil which is out of specification, it's a waste. Now you may do rework. Rework is not considered as value added. Committing a mistake and wasting the resources of the organization, that is leading us to say that rework is a waste. So anything starting with like revision, revisit, rework, they are all known as waste. And the third criteria is the activity, if it is not converting the input and bringing it closer to the output, it is a waste. So these are the three criteria, remember. Now, if these criteria are fulfilled, means if the activity is a waste, means it's a waste. Now, organization may say it's important, but from Six Sigma's perspective, it is a waste. So waiting, approval, inspection, checking is a waste. Inspection is a waste. You might say, how can inspection be waste? Like, for example, now I'm using, I think this time I'm using Dell laptop. Yeah, it is a Dell laptop. I just keep checking So if if the Dell company tells me that, we have appointed Price Waterhouse or KPMG to audit our financial processes and they are charging some millions of dollars and please pay for these millions of dollars. I'm not willing to pay for it. I'm interested to pay only for the Dell laptop, I'm interested in just pay for the value of the laptop. I'm not interested in paying for, audits and checking. They may say, we have deployed 100 inspectors. I'm just taking an example. Okay. By the way, Dell near the Chennai factory, they are our clients. And by the way, it's a very good and beautiful unit there, and it's a very good company. I'm just taking an example right now. So now let's say it's not true, but I'm just for the sake of taking an example. Let's say Dell says, well, we have deployed 100 inspectors to check your laptop, and these 100 inspectors will check every aspect of your laptop, and then we'll deliver the laptop defect-free to you. I will say, why do you need 100 inspectors? And if they say, well, we may commit a mistake, we may commit an error, I would say, why you are committing a mistake, why you are committing an error. Fix the errors beforehand. Ensure that your raw materials are perfect and your processes are perfect. You're following the processes. And you don't need any inspection. So you should not have an inspector at all. With confidence, you should produce a defect-free laptop and say, well, this laptop, without checking, I'm sending it to you. And then if you find any defect, I'll replace the laptop. That's the confidence we are looking at in our product. That's the confidence we are looking at from our supplier. So if the supplier has got many inspectors, that means he or she is unsure of their own product. So checking, inspection is a waste. Auditing is a waste. Oh, by the way, some people are auditors here. I know that. Okay. But anyway, that's a different, sometimes audit is mandated by the government, then it is not considered as a waste. This is just for your information. We call it as essential waste. So I hope you have understood. Now, it's a very lengthy topic, but just to cut the thing short, I will show you. I see a lot of people. Many of the people are from healthcare. So I'll take first example of understanding the waste from the healthcare perspective. Okay. So after that, I'll come to the manufacturing industry also. So don't worry. So some people are telling, I'm from quality department. Yes. So you are happy. People commit mistakes. Then that's why we are needed. Green belts and black belts are also needed because people commit mistakes. But why do you commit mistakes? If you don't commit mistakes, we are not needed, right? Okay. Some of the administration related questions people are asking, my team will be answering them individually. Okay, so please, my team can take care of those questions. Thanks for understanding. Because yeah, okay. Now let us look at some of the 7 wastes. Let's look at the 7 wastes. So these are the 7 wastes. I'll not describe them in detail. I have described them in my YouTube channel. You can always subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is Anexas YouTube channel. I'll be giving you some links to the videos because all the yellow belt tools and techniques I will be covering, but there are a lot of other tools and techniques which are very, very useful. And green belts and black belts, they use them. I will be happy to provide you those links to you. One of the very important tool is FMEA, Failure Modes and Effects Analysis. Now, I will not be covering that FMEA in our training program today, but just to tell you, I'll be sending you the link. So I'll be giving you a link here. So you can just click on the link later on and watch this video, and it will really help you to improve your processes within 1 to 2 hours. You will be able to get some good insights into your process, and also you will be able to improve your processes. So I have explained FMEA in detail. And by the way, this FMEA video has got more than 1 million views, 1.1 million views, in fact, of recently in one of the training program in Lean and Six Sigma Black Belt I was conducting. We achieved 1.1 million views. So please help, please add on a little bit more views to that. And it is the most widely viewed video on FMEA in the world. So please, my team will be putting that link. Please store these links, and this will be helpful for you to improve your own processes. So I have given a very simple day-to-day life example on how to do an FME in that, and you can always do it. Now coming to the other waste. So we have waiting time. I already talked about transportation, moving one thing from another, one place to something from one place to another place. If the customer is not willing to pay for, it is not adding any value, then it is a waste. Over processing, giving to the customer more than required is a waste. Inventory, work in process inventory or finished good inventory or raw material inventory. Lot of money is blocked in the organizations. That is a waste. Rework or rejections, I already talked about it. And a waste is waste of intelligence, underutilized resources. You hire a PhD person and give him data entry job, that is waste of his intelligence. And producing more than required, that is also a waste. I have explained the concept of flow and the whole system of just-in-time in a video. So if you want to know about it from Lean and Toyota's perspective, and I have also told the story of Toyota in that video, please watch that video. My team will be putting that video link in the chat box. You can also learn more about continuous flow. What do we mean by takt time? What do you mean by line balancing? Everything is explained in this video. In this program, obviously, I'm not going to explain all these things because it's not in the syllabus of yellow belt, but it is in the syllabus of green belt. But why to wait for that? Please watch this video and you can learn some of the tools and techniques. My team will be putting that video in the link as well. So this was all about waste. And because I have got some people from healthcare, so let me give examples of waste in the healthcare industry. And I'm promising that afterwards, I'm jumping a little bit ahead. Afterwards, I'll be taking example from manufacturing industry. So don't worry. So what is the waste? So what is the waste? Waste is about waiting. Now you're waiting, waiting for the slide to come up. It's wasting your time, right? So now I'm just jumping to the slides a little bit ahead. Now I'll cover all these slides, but I'm jumping a little bit ahead because some of you are from healthcare and I wanted to show you how to identify the waste in the healthcare. So I just, let me take that example. Lean is about war on waste, processing, motion, walking, searching. These are all examples of waste. Paperwork, too much of paperwork, space utilization, space underutilization. They are all examples of waste. So these are the 7 wastes. I just listed them. In fact, to remember the 7 wastes, you can always remember this term called I swim to. The 8 wastes, as they call it as. I swim to. Or if you rearrange them in another order, it is also known as Tim Woods. Tim Woods. TIM. So again, the same thing, transportation, inventory, motion, etc., etc. Or you can also rearrange them and make a word called downtime. So these are all 8 wastes, if you want to remember them. Nowadays, you don't have to remember anything. You have Google, ChatGPT, etc. When you join our training program, you all get our recordings of our trainings and also professionally made videos I gave you the glimpse of those videos. I told you the story of Motorola and how Lean Six Sigma started. These videos are all given to you. So you don't have to remember anything. You have to just store them in your app. In the app also, access, we give it to you once you join our training programs. And you can just refer to these templates and tools and techniques and improve your processes. What is more important is that you should be able to improve your processes. And your bosses will be impressed only if you save the money. And you will be able to save the money once you do the projects. So some of the wastes are obvious, but some of the wastes are not obvious. Like overpricing, overtime, overstaffing. These are all hidden wastes. Taking an example from one of the Beijing hospital where we did this exercise, we mapped the blood test processes. Now, let us identify which is value added and which is non-value added activity. Walking to the OPD is a non-value added activity. Please understand what is the value from patient's perspective. Please understand what is the value from this blood test. The value is knowing about the health status of the patient, knowledge of the health status of the patient. That is the value we are looking at. Now, walking to OPD is not adding any value. Registering is not adding any value. Walk to lab is not adding any value. So what are the two value-added steps? Only the two value-added steps are drawing the blood and blood test processing. Okay. Remaining are all non-value-added activities. And many hospitals, we have eliminated the registration process, by the way. So these are some of the examples of non-value-added activities. So I told you, 80% of your time is wasted in non-value added activities. Let me show you some more. Okay. Waste of intelligence. Waste of intelligence. 80% of the nurse calls from patients are housekeeping in nature. My pillow cover is dirty. My bed sheet is dirty. This is waste of intelligence of nurse. Nurse is not here. Nurse is not here to take care of your pillow covers. There is a separate person, but most of the time you call nurse for that. It's this waste of intelligence of nurse. Another example is, okay, before that, I'll tell you some of the things which we did using these waste reduction principles. We doubled the cardiology lab capacity from 8 to 16. We redesigned the workflow. Earlier, the cardiology program was adding 2 more cardiologists, and the outpatient cardiac diagnostic lab had a capacity of only 8 exams per day. We redesigned the process and we were able to double the capacity. Reduce the diagnosis time to 2000 minutes to 64 minutes. How? Earlier, patient had to wait up to 6 days between the cardiologist exam conducted in the doctor's office and the treadmill exam, which was conducted somewhere else in the diagnostic labs. So typically, you see, patients are moving from one place to another place. What we did, after observing the flow of patients from the cardiologist's office to the diagnostic lab, which was a waste of movement, waste of transportation, 2 physicians decided to see the patients in the diagnostic lab. Now patients make appointments to see the cardiologist there, and the daily schedule for diagnostic exam was changed so that the patients could get both exams done on the same day. So you are keeping in mind the convenience of the customers. Your patient-centric process. Similarly, a lot of other things we did, which are listed here. We reduced the signatures. You'll have a lot of approvals, a lot of signatures. Approval is a totally non-value-added activity. Approval is a totally non-value-added activity. There should be no approvals. After some time, there won't be any approvals. Don't worry. There won't be any audits also. Some people are telling financial audit is necessary. Well, after 10 years, there won't be any audit. Financial audit, government will know each and every transaction of yours. They won't be requiring any audit. Okay, so if you are planning to become an auditor, please change your mind. So these are all non-value-added activities. By the way, approval, some people are asking, approval are necessary. See, what does the approval do? So some of the CEOs, they keep signing the documents, they keep approving. They spend their half an hour every day to sign the documents. Now, if you observe closely, what does the CEO do? He just signs the documents. Has he read those documents? No. In fact, we did an exercise. We asked the CEO, have you read this document? He says, no, I have not read it. My vice president has read it. We asked the vice president, have you read this document? He says, no, my assistant vice president has read it. My assistant vice president tells me that, senior managers read it. So no one is reading, they are just blindly signing. Why? Because they say, no, it's a routine work, it's very easy. Why then you are signing? Well, in 2011, one mistake was committed. And after that, we had one checker after another checker, after another checker, after another checker. This is a 15-year-old process. We are still following it blindly. Technology has improved, but we have not changed our process. This is what happens in most of your processes. Lot of waste in your processes. Please reduce the waste in your processes using these lean techniques, tools and techniques. Identify the waste, eliminate the waste, and produce value for the customers. Some more examples: unnecessary motion, process, unnecessary waiting, unnecessary transportation, errors. They are all waste. Person who's underutilized is a waste. But if you're hiring a person not giving enough job, it's a waste. Underutilization of the equipment is a waste. On a lighter note, cost of 5-minute MD walk is a waste. Surgeon waiting for the operation theater to get ready is a waste. Walk to elevator 1 minute, elevator wait 3 minutes, elevator travel 1 minute, walk to lab 1 minute, nurse cost per hour in US dollars. I have done projects for 3 US hospitals. So cost of one trip, and if you do the calculations, multiply for per day, we are giving you the values, multiply by 365 days, multiply by 200 nurses in the hospital. The waste of traveling in the elevator comes to some few thousand or maybe close to $1 million. So this kind of waste is present everywhere. So lab and pharmacy on second floor, radiation equipment on ground floor. Why can't we make them together? Interruptions in the exam room, like a phone call, is a waste. Now, there is one more technique which we use. There are two techniques, in fact, 5S and POCA-UK. I'm not sure 5S I've got time to talk about. 5S, I will give you the video. Please watch the video. It explains what is 5S. But let me talk about another concept of lean, which is POCA-UK. So 5S video, my team is giving you. Please watch this video separately. And POCA-UK is a concept which was developed by Shigeo Shingo. He said that even by mistake, we should not commit a mistake. Means making our system mistake-proof or idiot-proofing. Even an idiot person cannot commit a mistake, or fool-proofing, to be very precise. In Japanese, it is known as fool-proofing. POCA-UK means even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake. Like, for example, if I'm fool enough to put the rice, and usually it happens with me, I switch on the rice cooker and I forget about it, but it will automatically shut down. So it will not allow me to make any mistake here. So similarly, you can use this in healthcare as well in various places. I'll not go into so many details here, but some of the examples I will give, like, for example, abnormal values cannot be entered even if you want to enter. That is an example of POCA-UK. Oxygen cylinders cannot be connected to nitrogen cylinders. That is an example of POCA-UK. Even if you want to connect, the connections are such that they can't get connected. So even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake. And that is known as POCA-UK. Some more examples: fixed number of packages during surgery, complete catheter kits for insertion, and pre-packaged medication card with correct dosage. These are all examples of POCA-UK. Now, I have talked a lot about healthcare. Now, let me go back and in fact, because a lot of people are from healthcare, so I wanted to, complete and take you through some of those slides and give an example. Now, let us do a project. I promise that we'll do a project. So all of us will do a project and also learn some tools and techniques. Okay. So are you ready for that? The speed of this program is a little fast because I want to give you a lot of tools in 2.5 hours. And that is the reason I'm being a little fast. This video is available to you anytime. You can watch this video any number of times. Now let us follow DMAIC. Define, measure, analyze, improve, control. Okay, some people may ask, no one asked it, but what is Six Sigma? So I will tell you about Six Sigma. And in fact, to understand Six Sigma, you have to understand variation. So I'll explain the variation as we do the DMAIC project. In one of the phases. In the measure phase, I'll talk about variation and what do you mean by variation and what do you mean by reducing the variation. I'll be talking about it. Okay. So my team has given 5S video. Please store these videos. These are very, very useful videos. 5S video, FMEA video. Please list down. They are very, very useful. Another video is known as escape video. Eliminate escape. That is also one good technique which you can use immediately. Next week only you can use and see the difference. Where you ask 5 questions. Every step you ask 5 questions. Can I eliminate that step? Can I simplify that step? Can I combine that step with some other step? Can I automate that step? Can I improve that? Escape, ESCAP, yeah, P. Can I make it parallel? So all these things, escape technique can also help you to improve your processes. So that also video I'll be giving it to you. Now let us do a project. Okay. So this company, and here we'll be learning some tools and techniques like SciPOC, Project Charter. They are all listed here. So we'll be going through these tools one by one. So as we do the project, we'll keep learning these tools and techniques. And not only learn, but also keep applying these tools and techniques to our project. Now let us look at one engineering company which wants us to reduce the recruitment cycle time. So what we will do? We will follow DMAIC approach, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. In the define phase, you first write the project chart. The first thing is when you want to do any project, you have to have a team. Alone, you cannot achieve anything. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to improve in organization, you cannot do it alone. You have to have a team. So you form a team. Team undergoes 4 stages, or for that matter, 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. And forming means you form the team. Mr. A, B, C, D, you are in one team. Next stage has storming. People will not start working on the project of reducing the recruitment cycle time. They will start questioning why Mr. B is there on the team, why C is made the project leader, I am a better person, why I am not the leader. Usually storming happens. Then comes norming. Norming means people settle down, they accept each other, and then comes performing. So in the define phase, the forming, storming, and norming takes place. You form the team, tell everyone that this is our project, you write a beautiful project charter, and then you form a team. In the measure phase, you collect the data. How are we performing? Or how bad is our process? In a way, you want to know how many defects, how many errors, how much the customer is dissatisfied with our process. You measure the extent of the problem. And in the analyze phase, you analyze why, what are the reasons, what are the possible reasons, and you find the root cause of your problem. And once you find the root cause of your problem, then you think of improving. So that is how the whole journey is. Don't jump to the conclusions. Okay? Don't jump to the conclusions. Right in the beginning. Don't give solutions in the beginning. That is what we have to do. Typically, we give solutions. Oh, recruitment cycle time is high. Increase the staff. What does it mean? Your assumption is that lack of staff, lack of strength of the staff is the root cause of your recruitment time. No, not necessarily. Even if I have 100 staff members, but maybe I'm not getting the right CVs. That is the root cause. So don't make any assumption. So you analyze. Once you analyze, then you get to the root cause. So once you get the root cause, then you improve. And once you improve, then only you think of controlling the whole improved process for a long, long time. Let me give a simple example. If I want to reduce my weight, in fact, I did this DMAIC project earlier. So my project charter I wrote down, my problem was that my weight was 90 kg. And my goal statement was to reduce it to 80 kg. Okay. I made a team, my family members, my gym trainer, my doctor, etc. They were my team. In the measure phase, I collected the data. So my weight was 90.1, 90.2, 89.8, 89.9, 89.6, 91.0. So I plotted the data and found that my weight is varying between 89 to 91 kg. It is fluctuating between something like this. If I make a chart, we call it as control chart. This is 89 to 91 kg. Now, the way I was managing my process was earlier, when I was not following DMAIC, usually. That's how our operations managers also manage our process. When it used to go to 91, I was worried, 91, 91, 91. And I would stop eating for 1 or 2 days. And it will go to 90 kg. I felt happy. Next day, it will become 90.5. I'll say, that cake I ate yesterday, that is responsible for my problem. And I would not eat for next 1 day, but still my weight will increase. Sometimes it would decrease, even though I have eaten. So I was confused. This is what happens. This is known as natural variation of the process. So now I have measured. I'm in the measure phase. I measured. So defined, measure. Analyze, I identified the root causes. What are the root causes? What are the possible causes? First is possible causes. We use cause and effect diagram, also known as Ishikawa diagram. Cause and effect diagram, Ishikawa diagram, fishbone diagram. I'll tell you how to make a fishbone diagram in a short while. So I made a fishbone diagram. Whatever I want to improve, here I will write weight. We designate it as Y. Whatever I want to improve, I designate it as Y. Y, the letter Y. And whatever is influencing my Y, they are known as X factors. And we say Y is function of X. So I don't have to worry about Y if I take care of X factors. What are the X factors? What is influencing my weight? It could be portion I eat. You can list down. What could be the X factors? What are the factors which are influencing my weight? So let me see what you're writing. So something could be like portion I eat, portion of the food, my diet, type of diet, then time of diet, then time of food, then type of food, then exercises, then it could be sleep, and so on and so forth. You can list down. Yes, you can write down here. I can get some X factors. Then I listed down around 15 to 20 factors, but not every factor is equally affecting and responsible for my increased weight. There is something called Pareto chart, 80-20 rule. Mr. Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the people. And he found this 80-20 rule everywhere applicable. 80% of the crops in Italy were due to coming from the 20% of the types of crops grown in Italy. 80% of your revenue in your company is coming from 20% of your total products. 80% of your patients are having 20% of the total possible diseases. So this 80-20 rule is applicable everywhere. So we apply 80-20 rule, and when I applied the 80-20 rule, I made a Pareto chart, and I'll show you how to make a Pareto chart very briefly in our session too. I found that portion of the food, like diet was not a problem. The kind of food I was eating was okay, but I was eating too much of good food. Too much of good food is also bad. It increases the weight. And another problem, I was doing exercises, that was not my root cause, but the lack of sleep was the root cause. And then I acted on those. I did some improvements, changed my routine. And after that, I was able to reduce my weight to 80 kgs. Once I have reduced my weight to 80 kg, I should not go back. So I had to do some more things apart from the actions I took in the improve phase. Now new actions were required to sustain. So I changed my lifestyle. I brought in new standard operating procedure, the way I live. And then I am able to maintain my weight today between 79 to 81 kg. And it has been the case for the last 5 to 6 years. I can show you my before picture, but anyway, there's not much time for that. There was a before and after. So here, this is the diagram. This is the chart, every CEO wants to look at. So if this was the waiting time, waiting time of your customer, reduction of waiting time, statistically significant change in the process, if you show, your CEO would be happy. And also this difference is going to give you some good dollars. Okay. In my case, it was improved health, which of course translates into dollar, of course. Now let us do an improvement project. We want to reduce the recruitment cycle time. So I form a team with the process owner, sponsor. Sponsor or the champion is the head of the department of your process, in whose process you are doing the project. Here, recruitment process is the process. So HR director would be the sponsor or the champion, and process owner is the recruitment manager. And master black belt, it was me, and the green belts were the people who are doing the project. Now, if you remember the systems map, systems thinking I was talking about in the beginning, I hope you still remember. So if I pull out S from suppliers, S for suppliers, I for inputs, P for process, O from outputs, and C from customers, I get what I call it as SIPOC. So when I'm doing a project, first I do a SIPOC, supplier input, process output, and customer. When you are doing a SIPOC, it's better to start with customers. So identify the customers, say the departments are the customers, output is the recruited employee. And we are talking about the process, right? Recruitment process. So process is, open the IT system and receive and shortlist the resumes, interview the shortlisted candidates, negotiate, develop the mobilization plan, mobilize the candidate, and welcome the candidate on board. Inputs are IT system, job description, CVs, budget, HR staff, travel documents, and these are the suppliers of those inputs. So now I'm having a systems mindset. Okay, I'm not blaming the people. 85% of the problems are due to the processes or the systems, not due to the people. No one comes to the organization thinking I'll commit a mistake, I'll delay my deliveries. No one is thinking like that. But it happens. It happens because of the system. In a way, it is like, our system is designed to produce these mistakes. Our system is designed. Now here, let's see what is the project charter telling. Project charter tells you that it is taking, let me show you the project charter first before I go further. So project charter, in the defined phase, we make a project charter. It tells us that recruitment cycle time of engineers is approximately 50 days today, and we would like to reduce it to 30 days. So project charter has got a problem statement and a goal statement. And if we are able to do this, it is going to save us $300,000 per annum. Okay, so every project saves some money. So we have created our project charter. And also, one more thing, if you might be wondering, what happens if there are no measures? I told you CTQs, we have to work on CTQs. Outputs, the measures on the outputs, we call it as Y. What is the measure on my output? Recruited employee here? Recruitment cycle time. Another measure could be quality of the recruit, whether suitable or not suitable. Now, three things you have to remember, three rules you have to remember. You cannot improve if you cannot measure. The second rule is everything can be measured. And the third rule is if you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. That means everything can be measured. Now, how can you measure everything? So let me tell you, how can you measure everything? By the way, we also prepare you for the interviews. Like, for example, this video is talking about.
We are discussing about the Lean and Six Sigma interview questions. Let me talk about SIPOC. SIPOC is a tool derived from Deming's systems approach. He used to say that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and only 15% are contributed by the people. It is a tool that gives you 50,000 feet overview of the process. If you give me only one page to give maximum information about the process, then I would use a SIPOC. So if you are asked about the SIPOC, then you can say that it is a tool that is used to see the overall process in one instant. It gives the whole picture of suppliers, inputs, process, output, and customers. And the SIPOC, the acronym, stands for that. It makes us follow the systems approach of Deming. It is usually done in the define phase immediately after you have written the project charter. Once we know the project, then we make a SIPOC on the process in which you are doing the project. This helps us to focus on the process rather than blaming the people for all the defects, errors, and delays. To make a SIPOC, we move from right to left. That means we start by identifying the customers, then the output, then process steps, and the inputs and the suppliers. SIPOC helps us to identify the inputs or the X factors which are influencing our output, that is the Y. Because Y is function of X. SIPOC is the starting point of using the statistical methods. After that, you can give an example of a SIPOC of a process from the organization for which you are appearing for an interview.
Okay, so that was, interview preparation. So we also prepare you for the interview as we learn our tools and techniques in our green belt and black belt. The idea is to, of course, get a good job, one thing, and also idea is to improve the processes of the organization. If you are helpful, if you are saving money for the organization, your own organization will try to retain you. Okay. Otherwise, of course, you have got a lot of better options too. Now, when we ask about data, people say we do not collect the data, or they say that I have too much of data. Sometimes they don't want to give you the data because they're afraid that, you'll make some reports and graphs and then expose the inefficiencies to the whole world. So they don't want to give you the data. But if you tell the people why you are collecting the data, if you tell that I'm here to improve your processes, then people will give you the data. And also, some people think the analysis is complicated. So I'll show you glimpses. Although Yellow Belt is not supposed to know so much of complicated tools and techniques and the calculations, but towards the end of this program, I'll show you some glimpses in Minitab. When you join our Green Belt training, we train you in Minitab as well. So some of the Minitab analysis I'll show you and how easy it is. Nowadays, you don't have to really worry too much. You have Minitab, you have ChatGPT, you have Google. All these things are there to help you to improve your processes. So why to bother too much? Don't study too hard. Don't have to really work hard. So as I was telling that you can, you can't improve if you cannot measure, and if you can measure, you can measure everything. So these are the three rules. The third rule was if you think cannot be measured, go back to number 2. Now, how can I measure everything? I can measure using 2 types of data: continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data is something which can be represented on a number line, which can be represented on a number line between -infinity to +infinity. Now, how many of you are okay to enter into a little bit of statistical details? Now, up to you. See, we Yellow Belts generally, they're not to be bothered. They're not supposed to be bothered with too much of statistics. But if you are okay to enter into a little bit of statistical complicated details, I'm happy to take you through that. So, I just wanted to have your permission, because some people say, oh, don't confuse me. I'm already confused. So So we just have, if you can tell me, are you okay with a little bit of statistics? And I can go deep into statistics as well. And so just wanted to know that. So message data is telling okay. Sujat is also telling okay. KK is telling go ahead with stats. Okay, so based on some of the inputs which I have received, I will go ahead with the statistics if you're fine. Okay, so there are two types of data. Okay, continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data is, it can be represented on a number line. It can take a decimal place like 55.5 days. And it will also have a unit always. Please remember the simple technique to identify whether continuous data or attribute. Now, the attribute data is the data which we feel cannot be measured, like feelings, happiness. These are some of the data which we feel we cannot measure. So a trick to measure such type of data, I will give it to you. First, what you do, you create a category. See, every attribute data can be categorized. Now, if you're confused about the category, I will give you a trick also. Whenever you want to measure any attribute, like for example, happiness, let me use my video.
Hi.
Let me use my video. It will be faster. So it can be represented on a number line. It can have a decimal place. It can also have a unit. Say for example, age, height. So here you can see that age, height. Other example could be distance, procurement time, cycle time. They are all examples of continuous data. Attribute data are the data where I can create categories. Now, if you are confused about creating category, simplest way of creating category is that presence or absence of that attribute which you are trying to measure. Presence or absence of that attribute which you are trying to measure. So suppose here I'm taking an example of happiness. So if I want to measure happiness, what I'll do? Presence or happiness, absence of happiness means happy or unhappy. And then I want to measure the happiness in my company's employees. I collected data of 100 employees, 60 were happy, 40 were unhappy. So I'll create a proportion. Proportion means portion out of 1. Proportion means portion out of 1. So if the circle is 1, portion out of 1, 0.6 and 0.4. Proportion. In statistics, we always use proportion. We never use percentage. But most of the world is habitual of using percentage. So you can even express this in percentage. But please understand, all the percentage can have 60.1%, but it doesn't make it as a continuous data. It doesn't have a unit. Okay. So please understand that any percentage is actually attribute data. Percentage it is giving you a one category's, contribution. So it's categorical data. 60% means 60 belongs to that, whatever you are talking about, and 40 belongs to something else. Yeah. When we're talking about continuous data, 73.1 meters. 73.1 meters is 73.1 meters. It's a measure. But here, 60% is 60, it belongs to happy, and 40 belongs to something else, isn't it? I hope you understand. So categorical data will be always expressed as proportion or percentage. And categorical data will not have the count will never have a 60.1 happy people. Yeah, proportion obviously will have, because you are now converting into proportion, but the count will never have decimal. So that is why it is known as discrete data. So attribute data is also known as discrete data. Okay. So now we have understood the two types of data, continuous and attribute.
Hi.
So here, if I am dealing with continuous data, 30 to 50 samples is good enough. It will give you all the information of millions of population. And if you are dealing with attribute data, 200 to 1,100 sample is good enough. Now, when you join my black belt session, I will tell you from where these numbers are coming. There's a formula. There is a formula. We derive that formula. In fact, we learn about central limit theorem, and we create a sample size formula also. See, when you derive the formula, you will be able to understand. You'll get the confidence that how can 30 sample talk about millions? In my green belt session, I do an exercise. I usually have around 20 people. Usually our batch size is 20 people. So in 20 people, I just say, well, give me your heights in centimeters. And they'll give me heights in centimeters. And we calculate an average and standard deviation. And based on it, we predict the height of all the people in the world. Trust me, most of the time we are right. Not most, always, every time we are right. Okay, so 30 sample, 20 sample can talk about millions of populations. So this is one insight you get in statistics. Because you were telling me that you are okay with the statistics part, so I will go into that detail as well. Still we have time, still we have 1 hour time. So I think I should enter into the statistical part. So with a warning, so next half an hour only. After that, half an hour will be very easy. Improved tools are very easy. Okay. So analytical tools are a little difficult. So please, without any effort, you can't achieve bigger things, right? So please understand. No, let's understand this part. So, the video which I was showing is also available on our YouTube channel. So you can always have a look at that. We have already given this particular, our team members have already put in that YouTube channel, right? Now, link we have put in there. Now, we are talking about improving reducing the recruitment cycle time. Oh, sorry, not recruitment. It was recruitment, sorry. Earlier, I was talking about my weight. Sometimes I get confused. So, why is what you are trying to improve? Like customer dissatisfaction, delays, errors. These are the things which you are trying to improve. But you don't have to focus only on why, because the why is the result of X factors. So the customer's dissatisfaction, customer satisfaction, delays, errors, these are the symptoms that something is wrong in the problem. See, when I'm not well, I go to the doctor, let us say. I tell the doctor I'm having fever. The doctor doesn't treat the symptom. And also doctor also believes you can't improve if you cannot measure. So what he does, he measures the CTQ. For me, in this case, the CTQ, critical to quality characteristic, or the measure is our temperature. So he measures the temperature and he finds, you have got 37.5 degrees Celsius or some 101.5 Fahrenheit, whatever it is. And he says, something is wrong with you. Yeah. But he doesn't treat the symptom. He finds the root causes. He does a blood test. He collects the data. He takes an X-ray, etc. And he finds the root cause and he gives a medicine to that particular root cause. Usually you'll find doctors will do that. He will not look at, your body temperature is high, I'll reduce the body temperature. You can sit in a refrigerator, there's nice, like steam bath. Now here a ice bath. Go inside and for 5 minutes, the temperature will reduce. He will not do like that. But that's what we do in our organizations. We have problems. Customer is dissatisfied. Delays are there, errors are there, mistakes are there. Infection rates are high. And we start discussing how to reduce dissatisfaction, how to reduce delay. It is like putting the process into the refrigerator. No, like a doctor. You are also like a physician. You are a doctor. As a green belt or a black belt, you are a doctor of a process. People have problems. My process, customers are dissatisfied, delays are there, errors. These are all diseases of a process. And you are coming, the people, the process owners are coming to you as a green belt saying that, Mr. Doctor, please help us. reduce my dissatisfaction, reduce the delays. And what you do, like a doctor, you collect the data and get to the root causes. Result. Why is the result? Don't focus on the result. Don't focus on the result. Results, if you are focusing on the results, it will give you stress. It will not solve the problem. Results are not in your hand. The X factors are in your hand. So Y is function of X. Y is the effect, X is the cause. Y is the symptom, X is the problem. Y you can just monitor. X is you can control. So if you just focus on results, nothing will happen. Oh, my dissatisfaction is high, customer complaints are high. You keep monitoring them and discussing about them. Nothing will happen. The customer complaints will remain same. Last 1 month also, your customer complaints were between 30 to 60. You're sometimes happy. Oh, it is reduced. 32, very happy, very happy, very happy. Next month it becomes 35, 36. Sometimes it becomes 55. You are unhappy. Then you try to be. This happiness, unhappiness keeps on happening. But the statistical thinker says, well, this is your system issue. You are between 30 to 60. And if you want to improve, you have to have a systemic change. Systemic change is going to happen using DMAIC approach. Okay? And that is what we are learning. Now let us learn some basic statistics. See, I did tell you there are two types of data. Yeah? Continuous data and attribute data. So this cycle time is continuous data. Errors and defects and defective mistakes is attribute data. Cost is continuous data. Weight is continuous data. Infection rate is attribute data. Okay. I hope you remember that. Now you can deal with all kinds of data. You are now yellow belt. Rather, I am making you almost greenish yellow belt now. You told me you are okay with statistics, so I am now giving you more of. So you have types of data we already saw, continuous and attribute. Continuous data like recruitment time. And attribute data could be, example could be, let's say job description is not available or available. Okay. Job description, quality of the CV. These are all examples of attribute data. Okay. So job description. Okay, let me do it in a stepwise way. So the way we learned attribute, we'll create a category. We'll create a count. And then we'll create a proportion. And then we'll create a percentage. Okay. Now recruitment time. Whenever I'm dealing with continuous data, I can use a histogram. Means I collect 30, 40 samples of my recruitment time. And I say, okay, most of the recruitments are taking 50 days. Some are taking between 50 to 55 days. Some are taking between 55 to 60 days. Some are taking between 60 to 65 days. And you would be surprised to know that most of the processes in the world, in the universe, I'm even talking about planetary conditions, movements, they all follow normal distribution. Normal distribution means looks like a bell-shaped curve. It is known as normal distribution because it is normal to obtain a normal distribution. If you take your time of travel from your office to home every day, it is normally distributed. Okay, it is normally distributed. If I convert this into so here 45, 40 and 35, just to complete. So most of your recruitments are taking between 35 to 65 days. 99% of your recruitments, to be very precise, 99.73% of your recruitments will be taken within some limits, within the normal curve. Almost 100% of your population. I'm talking about the population, not the sample. Mr. Gauss in 17th century, he found this without any laptop or computer or chat GPT. He found this. Hats off to them, all these guys. All statisticians did all the work in 17th and 18th century. Then on, that is why we are having machine learning today. Mr. Gauss, he found this normal distribution exists in almost all the repetitive process. Any repetitive process will have this normal distribution. Okay. He also found one interesting thing. He also found one more interesting thing. He said that all the data, if you collect 30, 40 samples, or even any number of samples, you will have an average and you will have a standard deviation. You will have an average and you will have a standard deviation. So you can calculate the average and standard deviation very easily using Excel sheet, or nowadays you have Minitab also. When you join our session, you use Minitab. So what I will do, I'll show you typically a green belt how he or she will calculate. See, we teach you in our sessions, we teach you the Minitab as well. So first we collect the data. Let's say we have collected 15 samples. Okay. We'll just ask Minitab, please make our histogram. And it will tell us that we just gave the recruitment cycle time. So cycle time average is 50 and standard deviation is almost 5. Average is 50 and standard deviation is 5. Okay. So Dr. Asad is asking one question. I'm a team member, can reply. By the way, thanks for a lot of CPHQ people have joined my session. I hope you are still there and I hope you are enjoying the session. And these are part of your CPHQ tools and techniques. I hope you are there, and we'll soon meet you after a while, almost after, say, 40 minutes or so, we'll be continuing our discussion. Okay, now, I have got an average, I have got a standard deviation. Now, what to do with this? Again, going back to Mr. Gauss, he found let's say here it was 50 days and standard deviation of 5 days. Mr. Gauss found that all the processes, now it is a theorem. Theorem means it is applicable to all the processes. If you collect a few samples around 30, 20, 30, 40 also, and if you are able to get your average and standard deviation, you can predict about large population from where the sample is derived. I'm making a judgment about the population from where I've derived the sample. This is plus 3 times standard deviation and minus 3 times standard deviation. I will get almost 99% of my total population. I'm talking about the population. I'm not talking about the sample. See, let us look at this. These were the samples. Yeah, 52, 47, 50. These were the recruitments. But when we did average and standard deviation, it will tell me. So let us try to guess those values. This is 50. 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation, and 3 standard deviation. So 1 standard deviation will be 50 plus 5, which is 55. 2 standard deviation will be 50 plus 2 times 5, which is 60. And what would be the 3 standard deviation? Can you tell me? $65, right? 65. So most of you gave the right answer, 65. Thank you, doctor. And thank you, everyone. And here it will be 45. This will be minus 1 times standard deviation, minus 2 times standard deviation, 40, and 35. Okay. So 35 to 65. Now this minus 3 times standard deviation is known as control limits. Okay. This is known as control limits. Also known as LCL and UCL. Lower control limit and upper control limit. Also known as voice of customer. We call it as voice of process. Sorry for that. Voice of process. Means my process is telling, my recruitment process is telling me that I am going to recruit an employee in our process between 35 days to 65 days. Okay. Now, I just approximated standard deviation as 5. But if I ask Minitab, please make my control chart, we call this control chart. If I do this as a chart, so I have got lower control limit and upper control limit. Lower control limit is 35 and upper control limit is 65. Means my recruitments will take place like this. All of my recruitments will be between 35 to 65. They will keep varying. Sometimes I'll be able to recruit 40 days. Sometimes I'll be able to recruit in 60 days. Okay? So this is what my process, my initial data is telling me. So I'm not mean-minded. I'm not looking at 50 only. I'm looking at total systems thinking. My system is giving me 35 to 65 days. And our aim is not to worry too much about 60 days, reducing to 40 days and feeling happy about it. No. And most of the time, managers operate like that. Like sales. Let's say this is sales. These are sales figures. When they achieve 60, they are very happy. Oh, best achieved in the last 2 months. Very good, very good. And then they will have some celebration in the cafeteria. And the next week, it goes to, let's say, 50, or let's say 50, yeah. Then they worry, so what happened? Some problems there. Next week, it goes to a little bit high, 56. Then again drops down to 40. Now manager is worried that recognition, and that party has backfired. Now people are relaxing. And then they will get some motivational speaker or some urgent meeting and say, now, motivational speaker will say, yes, come on, you can do it. Come on, you are the person. You are made to win, etc. And then what will happen? Next week, it goes to, say, 58. We feel happy that motivational trainer made the difference. But a statistician, a green belt or a black belt, what he will say? Well, this is natural variation. Natural variation. Or common cause variation. You will say common cause variation is coming from the causes. Like a lot of causes are actually producing this variation. My recruitment time is dependent on a lot of X factors. We'll come to that as well. In fact, in a way, in a short time, we are going to get our cause and effect diagram. So recruitment time is dependent on a lot of factors, like job descriptions available, candidates available, interviewees available, so many factors. These factors are collectively acting on our system, commonly acting on my system and producing this variation. This is known as common cause variation. We call it as common cause variation. Common cause variation. Now, don't worry about, don't manage the common cause variation. Going up, feeling worried, going down, feeling happy. That's not the right thing to do. Okay. Now, when you should worry, that also, let me tell you that. See, if it goes, let's say it becomes suddenly one recruitment took 100 days, then you should take an action. This is known as special cause variation. Special cause variation. It tells you about why the people are actually, some issue is there, 100. And it is not usually happening. So that is known as special cause variation. So the special cause variation, operations manager has to act. There you should do an analysis why this happened. And if you don't take an action, the process can go out of control. Some real worst thing can happen. So you have to take an action here. But the quality improvement, the green belt and black belt is not worried about the special causes. Special causes are taken care of.
They're taken care of by the operations manager. First of all, just wanted to check, are you able to understand what I'm saying? I'm just checking, especially the people who are responding, Akhil, Arvind, and previously we had a lot of people responding. Muhammad, yeah. Yeah, Naresh, you're telling I'm from oil and gas. Arshad, you're also, okay, hi Arshad. Yeah, so Hussein, Shrikant. Yeah, Shrikant Nage, I hope you're getting something out of it. Yeah, Jenner, yes. Usha, Gayan, Osama, Manjunathan, Tahani, Mehroof, Irshad. I hope you're understanding. I hope you're getting it. Yes, Roshan, Prajakta, Liesel, Naresh. Thanks for responding. Yeah, so let me continue then.
By the operations person, and he will take care of it really well. What you should be worrying as a quality person, as a yellow belt or green belt or a black belt, we are process improvement specialists. We are here to improve process. We'll eliminate these outliers. We'll not bother about them. We will worry about 35 to 65. Okay. So these are the control limits, 35 to 65. Now, if it is process is operating between these control limits, I'll say process is stable. Process is under control. But that doesn't mean the process is making the customer happy. It doesn't mean that process is satisfying the customer. See, process may be under control, but still not satisfying the customer. To satisfy the customer, it has to be within the specification limit. Now, the customer says that all recruitment should be within, and let's say I'm just taking an example, they should be within 50 days. Let us say, I'm just taking an example. It could be anything. So this is the voice of customer. Specification limit. I told you about specification limit right here. If you go back, these are the SLs. Specification limits. Cycle time should be less than 10 days. Recruitment time should be less than 50 days. This is known as voice of customer. So this was voice of process. This was voice of customer. So your process, your objective is to bring your process and change the control limits so that your average is now 30 and standard deviation, let us say, I would say 3. So you are here 39 and here you are 21. So now you are not going beyond customer specification limit, which is 50. Customer is happy. 99% of the time you are within 21 to 39 days. Customer is very happy. You are almost producing zero defect. Zero defect in 1 million opportunities. A very probability of going beyond, see, forget about 50. You are not even going beyond 39. 99% of the time, you are between 21 to 39. 99%. And you are under control. Your control limits have changed. Earlier, our control limits were 35 to 65. Now your control limits have changed 21 to 39. You have changed the system. And that is what green belt or black belt does. It changes the DNA of the process. by doing root cause analysis. And that's what we are learning. How will you do that? Let us learn. So now in the measure phase, it's a simple thing. We just measure and we make a control chart. How are we performing today? Let us see how we are performing today. I will do a control chart. Very simple control chart we will do. See, all the things are easily done. Don't have to really worry. Average is 50, standard deviation. So here it is all calculating by itself, 64 to 36, because I had rounded out the number. So just ignore that. I was taking 35 to 65. We have rounded off. If you take the actual values, it will be 36.66 to 64. These are my control limits. Now, I'm not happy with my process, so I will proceed. I will also do one more thing, which is known as sigma level calculation, which is not in our syllabus right now. So just don't worry about it. But I'll just see. We also find what is a defect in our process. So here we have taken a defect definition as any recruitment taking more than 60 days is a defect. So today we have 27 defects out of 47. So you use a formula using DPMO, defects per million opportunities, and calculate the sigma level. Right now, calculation of sigma level, etc., is not in the scope of yellow belt. But just to tell you a brief, give you a brief overview. See, higher the sigma level, better is the process. At 6 sigma, you are producing almost 3 defects in 1 million. 99.99997% of the time, you are always within the specification limits. The quality is perfect, 99.99997%. Like 0.000003 means 3 in 1 million. It's very almost zero defects, right? So that is what a 6 sigma process. But let us proceed now. And in the analyze phase, now you can follow 2 doors. Now I have to analyze why I'm really not doing well. So you can do 2 doors, process door or data door. Process door is about map the process, identify the waste in the process. We talked about it. How will you find the waste? Using Gemba walk. Gemba means go to the field, go to the place of action. Don't sit on your table and imagine the things. Don't map your process on the table in the office. Go to the field, go to the place of action, go to the battlefield and see how the soldiers are fighting. Observe. You will find a lot of waste there in the system. List down all the non-value-added steps. And if you reduce them, half of your problem is solved. Waiting time, inventory, all this transportation. So many things are there. You will take an action and reduce. That is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is, of course, so we could call this a lean route, and here we can call it 6 sigma route. So you can do a cause and effect diagram. Okay. Control impact matrix, Pareto chart, box plots, scatter plots. So let us try to learn these. At least let me try to talk about cause and effect Pareto. And very quickly, I'll tell you box plot and sketch plots also. First, the process doors. So what we do, first map the process. Now, it is not like the CPHQ which we did earlier. Now it's a detailed process map. Expand all the steps we did in CPHQ, now expand it. Detailed process map. And identify the non-value added activities or Muda in the process. And after that, apply escape technique. Ask these 5 questions. Can I eliminate? Can I simplify? Can I combine? Can I automate? Can I make it parallel? The escape video has been sent to you. You can always watch that later on, how to do it. I have given a very good example also, which we actually applied in one of the processes. Of one of the HR process of petrochemical company. We did that. So I have given that example also there. You can use an escape technique. And now I've got a beautiful process without any defects. Super, super, super. But now I'm not happy. Still, always dissatisfied. If you're dissatisfied, you'll improve continuously. Look at the data door. You invite all the people who understand these processes, invite them in the room, ask them to write whatever comes to their mind. Now, sometimes it's very difficult to brainstorm on the tools and techniques. Then what you will do, you will tell them, okay, use 6M technique. 6M technique means man, machine, material, method, measurement, and mother nature. Think of these six M's and try to think of what machine related, what could be the cause? Man related, mankind related, what could be the cause? Method related, what could be the cause? So people will brainstorm and they'll put all the causes, whatever comes to your mind, you have to put all the causes. When you are brainstorming, you have to keep your mind open. So brainstorming, some basic tools and techniques are there. Let me tell you about it. And also one more important thing, first brainstorming, we are doing it for a cause and effect diagram. Okay, not for the solutions. First, we are trying to think about what could be the possible causes. Okay, so we are talking about all the possible causes. And to make the possible causes, you use brainstorming technique. Let me, just give me 1 minute. Let me talk about brainstorming technique. Once or rules of brainstorming. Let me talk first about rules of brainstorming that demonstrates the causal thinking. So some of the followed in brainstorming. The rules of brainstorming are: give equal opportunity to everyone who is participating. So tell them to participate, and you can use different techniques. As I told you, we will be learning in the improve phase. Capture all the ideas, so document all the ideas, whatever is being discussed, whatever ideas the participants are given, someone should be there to document, or a scribe you can appoint to document all the ideas. Leave your designation and ego along with your shoes outside the meeting room. That means don't think that if you are senior, your idea carries more weightage. So obviously this ground rule should be very clear to everyone, and everyone should be encouraged to give an idea, and everyone's idea should carry equal weightage. There should be a non-threatening environment. When people are giving ideas, they should not be afraid of giving ideas. So you should create an environment where people should be encouraged to give the ideas. Also, we should ensure that wherever the brainstorming is taking place, there should not be any disturbance, so people are focused on brainstorming. Sometimes people might deviate from the topics. There is a tendency that some important issue crops up during the discussion, so at that time you can always create a parking lot saying that, well, this idea or this issue is very, very important, and we can park it to be discussed after a while once we complete the brainstorming on this particular topic. We should encourage people to fantasize freely. We should not put brakes on our thoughts. So you can give some out-of-the-box ideas, you can give some wild ideas, and if people are giving you wild ideas, they should be encouraged. If you give a specific duration of brainstorming, we should try to complete the brainstorming within the time duration, and defer evaluation. Now this is one of the rules which is often violated. People start discussing the ideas. Someone gives an idea and someone else says, well, it will not work in an organization. Or some other person gives an idea and someone else comments that, wow, it's a great idea. So don't evaluate. Reserve your comments for evaluation at a later stage. When you are generating the idea, when you are generating the root causes, they are not to be evaluated. You cannot say that it is a good idea or this is a very good root cause which you have thought of. No evaluation, just write down whatever is being suggested. Generate quantity, do not worry about the quality at the initial stages. So you have to generate lots of root causes, lots of solutions, more the better. A pearl diver, he dives into the sea to find the pearls. If he just collects 10 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low. But if he collects thousands of oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So similarly, if you want to collect great ideas, some of the out-of-the-box ideas, some creative ideas, then definitely you should create more and more ideas. So how to generate those ideas? There are different techniques. Some of these techniques we'll be discussing in. Okay, so now we have got some good root causes, and So I just wanted to show you, you can generate a lot of causes. And then once you have got causes, and how to do this in Minitab, life is simple nowadays. So you can put all these things in man-related causes, machine-related causes, material-related causes, all the causes you have put in. And now you will do a cause and effect diagram. So Minitab can do all these things. Now I think give 3-4 years, you will just speak that, please make a cause and effect diagram for me, and then they will make it. Right now, in fact, we have to just click the buttons, but 5-6 years down the line, I think that's also possible. And in fact, we are also working on an AI tool to make your data analysis easier from Lean Six Sigma perspective. So hopefully that will be out in 2 years. The work is already completed. We have to do a trial run for 6 months or so. So it's underway. Anyway, so this was our cause and effect diagram. I just showed it to you. So we have got our cause and effect diagram. These are all the possible causes. Now, I cannot work on each and every cause. Some of the causes are important. Some of them are not so important. So there are 2 ways to segregate them. One is using the brainstorm, using the knowledge of the people. So if we are here, we can use, different techniques. Nominal group technique. Nominal group technique means, you tell the people to assign here red dots. So I give you 10 dots. Everyone receives 10 dots, and distributed 10 dots, whichever cause you feel is very important, whichever cause you feel is like, more important. If I feel too much importance about that cause, then you can just give 2 to 3 dots to that. So you distribute your dots, and we collect the number of votes here, and we arrange them in descending order and make a Pareto chart. Means highest on the top, then lower and lower and lower. So you'll find that when you do this chart of highest to lowest, you'll find that first 4-5 causes are contributing to almost 80%. First 5-6 causes are contributing to almost 80%. Same thing can be done based on the data. So here I use nominal group technique where I took the opinion of the people, but in other way, I can in fact look at the real data and find out the first recruitment. Let's say I studied around, let's say 38 recruitments. And the first recruitment got delayed because of the approval time. Second got delayed due to job description not available. The third got delayed due to 2 reasons: types of hiring, a special type of hiring it was, and assessment time was too high. So we write down all the reasons, and some of the reasons will again and again appearing. They will keep on appearing more times. So what I do, I asked the Minitab to do a Pareto 80-20 rule apply. Please apply 80-20 rule for me. And, it will give you the Pareto saying that, assessment time is appearing 13 times. Job description not available is appearing 9 times. And in percentage wise, the assessment time is contributing to 34%. Job description not available is contributing to 23%. And approval time is contributing to, let's say, 15%. And total percentage, if you take first 2, total cumulative percent of first 2, 34 plus 23 is giving me 57%. And first 3 or first 4, if you take, it is giving me 84%. So if I take care of these 4 causes, assessment time, job description not available, approval time, and types of hiring, I will be able to solve 80% of my problem. Okay. So this is how, I have got my root causes. Now we have got the root cause. Now it's time to take action. But you were asking about more statistics. You are ready to learn more statistics. Let me talk more about it. And I'm good to see that, people are still there, people are still around. They're learning a lot. And that means you really want to learn a lot. So let me give you more. And now Let us see root cause validation. What does it mean? Some further statistical analysis. No, I won't believe on this as well. The Pareto also I'm not believing like a scientist. Pareto I'm not believing. Assessment time? How did I get? Maybe person thought. People voted. They may be wrong. So what I will do, I'll further validate. I'll collect the data. Okay, approval time is the possible suspect. Let us collect the data. So recruitment number 3452, approval time was 17 days. Job description was not available. Type of hiring was expat. Assessment time was 18 days. And recruitment time total was 52 days. So I collected data for 15 recruitments. And now I can start investigating. So now let me take you back to, now there are two types of data. When I've got attribute data, let's say job description available, not available, available, not available. How many times it was available, how many times it was not available. So I can just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times not available. And 10 times it was available. Proportion was 0.66, 0.33. Total is 1, 66%, 33%. And when I'm displaying any attribute data, I cannot make a histogram. I will always make a pie chart. Okay, here 33% will look something like this. 33%. Yeah. So 0.66 or 0.33. Or I can make a bar chart. 0.33, 0.66. Not available. Available. So bar chart for attribute data, pie chart for attribute data, and histogram. Histogram for continuous data. Now this is for display statistic, descriptive. It is just describing. But it is not telling me what is the cause, what is the reason. So in that case, I have to find the relationship between Y and X. Is this Y affected by X? Is this Y? So here we will do a scientific investigation. Scientific investigation like a scientist. He starts with hypothesis. Hypothesis means null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis. Okay, some people are asking about the yellow belt certification. So my team will definitely, we are almost nearing another 20 minutes to go. So my team will tell you how to apply for the yellow belt certification. You can always click on this link and apply for that. So, and follow the instructions, and you can always get the yellow belt certification. Also, if you want to join my green belt or black belt sessions, because some people are, I think, in a hurry. So if you want to join the green belt and black belt session, I do it on, we run 4 batches. So one is morning batch, 2 hours batch. One is afternoon, one is evening batch. This is on weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. And morning 2 hours or evening 2 hours. You can join either batch, morning or evening, or you can join our weekend batch. That is Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. So this is just to give you information. Some people are asking about it, so you can always, use that. Okay, now more information my team will give you afterwards, right? So now we are investigating Y is function of X. Means is X affecting the Y? Now, whenever one of them or both of them are continuous data, like this is also continuous and this is also continuous, I can use scatter plot. Okay. And when one of them is attribute and one of them is continuous, like this is continuous and this is attribute, I will use box plot. Okay, so let me demonstrate that. First, let us investigate. Is the recruitment time affected by the approval time? Now, both are continuous data, isn't it? So I will do a scatter plot. Recruitment time and approval time. So I'll plot the data and I'll find, and it appears that as the approval time is increasing, recruitment time is also increasing. So there is a positive relation, means both of them are increasing simultaneously. If there is another way of looking at this, if the approval time was increasing, the recruitment time was decreasing, I would say it's a negative relation, means one increases, another decreases. In both the cases, there is a relationship. That means if my root cause I have got, I validated the root cause. If I reduce my approval time, cut down on approval time, cut down on lots of unnecessary steps there, it will improve my recruitment time. Okay, so I got one root cause, which is approval time. Now let us look at assessment time. Assessment means time taken to assess the candidate. Is it affecting my recruitment time? Okay, let us see. I will just take assessment time. Well, there is no relation, all scattered here and there. There's no relation. So if I work on assessment time, it is not going to really impact my recruitment time, because even my assessment time is less, around 17 days, still my recruitment time is high. Even if it is 25 days, still it is high. Even if it is 20 days, still sometimes low, sometimes high. There is no relation. So assessment time is not the root cause. Okay. We learn in hypothesis test, which I'm not covering in this session, obviously, because it's an elementary introductory session. We do hypothesis tests, we do regression. We do predictive models. We can do binary logistic regression for attribute data. We can do ANOVA for attribute and continuous data. The different types of combinations, there are different tools available. So you can use that also. So I just gave you an example of scatter plot, and now you have got your approval time is the root cause, but assessment time is not the root cause. How about recruitment time and job description availability? I cannot do a scatter plot here because job description availability is attribute data. So I will do box plot. So let me do a box plot here. And it tells me that job description, when it is available, my time taken varies between 42 days to approximately 50 days. When the job description is not available, my time varies between 50 days. This is the time here. So I'm reading from there, 50 days to around 56 days. I've not covered what is box plot. So if you are interested in knowing about the box plot, you can watch my video, how to make a box plot, etc. There's a video in our YouTube channel. And I hope by now you have subscribed our channel. Okay. So if you have not, please do so. You will get a lot of information, a lot of knowledge you will be getting just by watching some of the videos there. So what here job description availability appears to be the root cause. Here the job description availability. So if I make a policy that all the job description of all departments should be made available in the next 15 days, it will drastically reduce my recruitment time in the future. So this becomes my solution. Let us write job description of all the positions in the company. And now if you take all these solutions, okay, one more thing. Does the type of hiring affect the recruitment time? Let us see that as well. So let us do for type of hiring. Type of hiring, does it affect? Oh, that is attribute data, so I am doing a box plot. Well, it is not. There's no clear distinction between the three. They're almost same, the variation. You have expert also being hired between 42 to 56 days. Locals are also 45 to 66 days. And shareholders also. So there is not much difference. So I would say that it is not the root cause. So I have got the root causes. And now once we have got the root causes, we take actions on those root causes. Okay, so we take an actions. Just to summarize, when we are dealing with continuous data, I did a histogram. When I was dealing with attribute data, I did a Pareto chart. You saw that reasons for attribute data, right? Or I can do a pie chart, or I can do a bar chart also. And when it is continuous and attribute data, I did a box plot. When it is continuous and continuous data, I did a scalar plot. When it's attribute and attribute data, I can do a Pareto chart. So now you can analyze all types of data. You can join my interactive live sessions. Their recordings are available for lifetime to you for access. 2 projects we'll be doing in the class when you join my green belt and black belt, and project guidance provided for lifetime. So you can now think of improvements, and those who are interested in joining my sessions, you can, once you have got the root cause, you can implement. FMEA is one tool which is widely useful here. Proactively, you will take an action so that you don't fail in implementing the idea. So FMEA link is given to you. Please watch that. Please watch that FMEA link if you are interested in learning about FMEA link. I already told you it has got 1.1 million views. So it must be good, isn't it? So please go and learn one more tool if you are interested. Although it is not related to yellow belt, means we generally teach this in green belts. But still, if you are interested, why not? Go ahead. So FMEA, what we did now, for each root cause, we have done implementation improvements. So we got some good ideas, implemented those ideas, and we were able to now reduce the recruitment cycle time and put some control actions in place. So earlier the recruitment time was 50 days and it reduced to 25 days. And you can see control chart before and after. This is the chart which every department head or CEO wants to look at. There is a statistically significant difference between the two. It has not happened just by chance. You took efforts. Systemic change has happened. DNA change has happened, brought by the green belt or black belt. So this is how a project is done. I hope you learned a lot, and let me check whether you have learned enough or not. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your chance to win $1 million. And first question on your computer screen. The inputs to a process are called the X's, the Y's, out of scope, or gauge under R. Right question will give you $10,000. Wrong question will not give you anything.
Yeah, so we have lots of people. Sylvia, Hussein, Muhammad.
Well,
Sophia,
most of you have given the right answer. Yes, it is X-Men. You get the fastest fingers first.
Usha,
the first
Roshan.
person to give the answer was, well, here we have Rashika. So congratulations. It's a virtual game, so virtual money. Okay. Next question. Output of a process is what the customer sees, out of scope, the big X, not measurable. Output को किस अन्य नाम से जाना जाता है और क्या होता है ये output? Yeah, just to have some fun. Yeah, so most of you have given the right answer. And here are your comments. Which of the following is not a deliverable? Not a deliverable of DMAIC analyze phase. Not a deliverable of DMAIC analyze phase. Analyze phase के अंतर्गत क्या नहीं आता है? सही जवाब देगा आपको 1 करोड़ रुपए. Right answer will give you $1 million. And yes, are not in your analyze phase. Well, you have done, and you have all the reasons now to collect the data, analyze the data. Life is simple. So if you want to join my training, please do join. If you want to become a valuable person in the company by applying process improvement statistical tools, you can join my training programs. By joining this course, you'll be able to get rid of inability to do anything if you face a problem. You'll get rid of living with the problem. You'll get rid of waiting for a better opportunity. You'll get rid of waiting for promotion. You'll get the promotion for sure. And you'll not be depending on any job. You can become an independent consultant. You will be able to reduce the cost, improve the quality, become a problem solver, consult your own organization. You become a consultant to your own organization. On that note, let me just share with you how a typical Lean Six Sigma is implemented in the organization. And typically how some of you might be interested in knowing about how do we implement Lean and Six Sigma in the organization. So I'll tell you the whole journey. I'll talk about the whole journey. See, generally, when you want to implement in an organization, and if you are interested in implementing in your organization, you can invite me for a talk to your senior management, and I'll be happy to work something with them, work out with them, so that you get the certifications free of cost through your organization.
So let us see the first. Before that, can we share the dates when we are going to have our training programs? So these are the available dates, and if you want, you can always register, and you have got 4 options. You can either join our morning sessions or evening sessions, morning 2 hours or evening 2 hours, or weekday sessions or weekend sessions. So lots and lots of discounts are available. Whatever is published here, more than that, we'll be happy to give you more than that, whatever is published here, if you register today or tomorrow. And the dates also, I'll be happy to share. Let us see. So these are the dates. We are, of course, accredited by all the accreditation companies, and these are the dates. Tuesdays and weekends. We have Fridays, Saturdays or Sundays. Training on weekdays is if you want to attend the weekdays, 2 hours every day. And next weekend batches starting Saturday, Sunday batches on August 25. If you are not free on August 25th, then you can join my September 28th batch. Friday, Saturday, August 23rd, you can join, or you can join on September 28th. Weekday batches, 2 hour every day. So the weekend batches have 8 hours per every day, but weekend batches of 2 hours, you can join any one of those. So these are the timings, morning and evening timings in different time zones. It's given here, and we'll be happy to give you more information if you need it. So looking towards seeing you in one of our training programs. And yes, let me also tell you how to implement Lean and Six Sigma. Yes, let's see. Let's continue.
So here, you select the improvement projects in different departments. And so generally you create a steering committee for implementing Six Sigma, comprising of senior managers. And then usually you will, do a champions training. Champions training means the head of the departments will be given us basic training of Lean Six Sigma. Then they will choose the projects and assign to black belts and green belts. You can have both black belts and green belts in the system, or you can have only green belts also. Then you can also, assign the green belts or these projects to green belts and black belts. They come to the training session. And first, of course, the champions training, the way I did it for one of the largest pharmaceutical company in Switzerland, this is Novartis. So we did for champions training. We started the champions training. Let me give examples of different industries at different stages. Champions training was given, and after that, once they get convinced, they choose the projects. And once they choose the projects, the green belts, they come and get the assigned projects and they start the training. For example, another group, they've now come with the Team name 1, 2, 3. Now they are building up the team. They have got the projects. Now they're in the classroom. They're going to learn a lot of tools and techniques. And now they are, getting a team name and a team song, etc. So look at them. And Team Muda. And your slogan 1, 2, 3. Green air, go. Okay. And your song 1, 2, 3. Here goes.
1, 2, 3, go. Let's go green. Let's go green. Let's go green. We are the champions. We are the team.
Wow. And your team name 1, 2, 3. So your slogan 1, 2, 3. So you have got the teams, and then once they complete the project, they present to the senior management, like the one in National Healthcare Service. We have done a lot of projects. It's the UK government, the same like Ministry of Health in different countries. So let us hear from this black belt who has completed, and he's presenting. See, once you complete the project, the green belts and black belts, they present to the senior management to earn their certificates. Now, when you are joining my online sessions, we will be doing the project together in the class. So you don't have to worry about these presentations. But when you are doing a real Lean and Six Sigma implementation in the company, then you have to have these ceremonies.
Well, we have Alex with us, and he has done excellent Lean and Six Sigma projects in National Healthcare Service and in hospitals. So, Alex, would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvements at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from that. Over the past 2 years, we've been really fortunate that we've done some good work, and it's actually delivered us £2 million worth of quality efficiencies through delivering better patient care.
And then if you do it over a long period of time, we have done this in many organizations, lots of projects, 50, 100, 200, a lot of credentials. Maybe the last video credential I would like to put it here for a company which is totally transformed. So 10 years they did the continuous improvement, is still going strong.
My name is Mohammed Al-Bayati. I'm the CEO of NAPL. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has taught me and more than 1,000 employees of NAPL, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh. Thank you very much.
So you can also join our sessions. So on that note, my team will show you some more case studies of manufacturing, healthcare, and I'll leave it to them to I hope you're seeing my, I was showing my screen, right? So here, I will leave it to, I hope the screens were visible, right? Just now I was talking about some of the implementations. So yeah, so I will leave it to my team. They will take you through some more implementations, and I'm waiting for you to join the session. So thanks for joining the session. It was pleasure speaking to you, and looking forward to meet you in my sessions in the green belts and black belts and master black belts. Let us become a master black belt. I'll be happy to make you a master black belt, and you will become my competitor. That's fine. Lots of master black belts we have created, and they are doing much, much better than me today. You might be knowing some of them. Okay, thanks a lot, and good luck, best wishes, and see you soon. Thank you.
Many people ask about Lean and Six Sigma applications in IT. So let me talk a little bit about that. Applying Lean and Six Sigma in IT means fewer servers, faster call response times, and better and faster project delivery. On the number side, Six Sigma provides CIOs with an objective, measurable way to justify technology investments. And on the other side, it serves as a judgment-free common language between IT and other project stakeholders within the organization. IT always gets caught up in insatiable demands and lost ROI. Six Sigma can solve both these problems. When applied to IT operations, Six Sigma aims to measure and improve both internal processes such as network speed and reliability, and line of business processes in which IT has a role, such as how well an online ordering system is working. Six Sigma gives you a very precise way to demonstrate the real value of technology, and it helps us improve the way we deliver that value. So how do we improve the IT operations? By choosing projects. You can choose many projects like reduction of defect density in issues, reduction of rework, which is waste, reducing the testing times, improving the IT help desk services by reducing both the time and errors. Lean and Six Sigma is an improvement methodology which reduces costs, defects, errors, cycle times, and increases the customer satisfaction, resulting in better efficiency and higher profits. In short, it does whatever a CEO or a shareholders want. It is used in all domains, be it manufacturing, services, oil and gas, IT, construction, banking, healthcare, textile, telecom, BPO, and whatnot. Here, we convert the improvement opportunities in the organizations to projects and train people like you who are working in these processes as green belts and black belts who execute those projects in 5 phases: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. In define phase, we set the direction for improvement by writing a problem and goal statement and forming a project team. In measure, we collect the data and understand how the process is performing. In analyze, we analyze the root causes, we map the process, identify the waste, use cause and effect diagram, Pareto analysis, graphical analysis, and hypothesis tests. In improve phase, we generate ideas to take care of root causes using lots of tools like brainstorming, mistake proofing, FMEA, etc. And in control phase, we sustain the improvements for a long time by using process management and control charts. To become a black belt, you just need to know addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and of course, a lot of fire in the belly. Do I need to tell you that? Of course, it is Anexas where professionalism meets fun and where people fall in love with statistics and process improvement. Well, that's what our clients tell us. And we take pride in telling that we are the best. If you are not doing Six Sigma with us, then you are missing something. Confused about Lean and Six Sigma? Here is everything you need to know. Let me start with the training objectives. The first one is to educate you in Lean Six Sigma. Our main objective is to provide you with the right education. When you give your hard-earned money to anyone for anything, your priority must be to get the best results out of it. I understand that, and in fact, everyone here at Anexas believes in that, and this is why we keep quality of training as our highest priority. Second one is to enable you to improve processes. When you think about Lean Six Sigma, process improvement should be the first thing that should come to your mind. Identification of risks, errors, defects in a process, and removing them is what LSS aims to do. The third one is to make you a star performer. To elaborate a little bit more, being a Lean Six Sigma green and black belt will signify that you are capable of helping your organization reduce risk and eliminate errors and defects. You can improve business processes and sustain quality improvement since LSS is flexible in every domain. Your worth will increase in every industry. You would gain hands-on experience in quality management and much more. Now, let me tell you if Lean Six Sigma can be a good career. If I go on to explain how good a career Lean Six Sigma can be, then you will have to listen to me for the next 2 hours. But let me keep it short and explain the career opportunities in LSS. You can be a process improvement manager, Lean Six Sigma consultant, more efficient operations manager, quality director, chief quality officer, healthcare quality specialist, lean manufacturing engineer, process development engineer, compliance structural engineer, reliability engineer, operating system specialist, senior IT project manager, data scientist, project engineer, director, performance excellence, etc., etc., etc. Now, let me tell you how we provide the training. The first one is learn from home. All our trainings are conducted online currently, so you can sit at your home comfortably and get trained to become a professional green or black belt. I have an experience of 30 years in this field, and I can proudly say that I am the best person you can learn LSS from. Next is, certificates provided by Anexas are valid internationally. But during the training, we focus on learning the concepts, tools and techniques and everything that the course has to offer. I believe that certificates can be provided from anywhere, but gaining knowledge and the right guidance cannot be provided by everyone. And the third point is, all courses provided by Anexas are practical. We do not simply explain the concepts on paper and move on. We teach you how to implement those techniques in projects and in real life. So, if anyone asks you whether you know how to use these techniques in real life, you can proudly say yes. We offer weekday and weekend trainings. Everything is at your convenience. So all you have to do is to set your mind on your target and leave all your worries to us. So what are you waiting for? Join me in Lean Six Sigma training and let us work together to give you the best future you deserve. The world we have created is the product of our own thinking, and we cannot improve the world without improving our thinking. The long-term chronic problems of manufacturing companies like low productivity, lower machine efficiency, high rework, high inventories, high product wastage can't be solved using only experience, logic and intuition. You might be a good operations person, a good engineer or an excellent operator, but you need to have basic knowledge and understanding of some problem solving and process improvement tools too. Here is how Lean Six Sigma can improve your processes in manufacturing. Lean Six Sigma is defined as a business improvement method that aims to maximize the shareholders' value by improving the quality, speed, customer satisfaction, and reduce the costs. It merges tools and principles from both Lean and Six Sigma to do this. It has become the most popular business strategies for deploying continuous improvement in the manufacturing industries. With its help, you can make sure that only essential steps remain in a process. The moment I say Lean Six Sigma techniques, high quality, low cost, increased profits, and customer satisfaction should automatically come to your mind. It is very rightly said that machines are mere pieces of metal if they cannot be made efficient. Lean Six Sigma helps you to do this. What is the core of Lean Six Sigma? It's DMAIC. Yes. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It helps you to reduce the existing problems with unknown causes. Here we train the staff of the manufacturing units as the green belts and black belts, and they convert all the problems into improvement projects. So now the difficulties become opportunities. Then they complete these projects and get certified. It's a win-win for both the organization and the employees. Now, how does Lean Six Sigma decrease the cost? Shijo Shingo said that the most hazardous waste is the waste that we do not recognize. Firstly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on removing the 7 wastes like overproduction, transportation, inventory, etc. from a process. In manufacturing sector, this step can lower the cost of a process by leaps and bounds. Secondly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on solving the problems caused by a process. Here we focus on the processes, not on people, because we believe that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and not due to the people. Defects in your product can cost your organization a fortune. So the focus is on reducing the defects by focusing on the processes. Let me talk about some Lean Six Sigma tools that can be used in manufacturing. Value stream mapping, Kanban, 5S, cause and effect analysis, control charts, DMAIC, 5 Whys, Kaizen, hypothesis tests, etc., etc., etc. Let us talk about a few. 5S. A well-organized workplace becomes important if you want to eliminate waste and reduce the errors. 5S is the way to do that. Control charts. By understanding the control charts, you can understand the difference between the common causes and special causes. For special causes, you take immediate action, and for common causes, you take long-term actions. Kanban. It is a visualizing tool on maximizing the flow of goods and work without unnecessary inventory or transportation. Then we have 5 Whys. Ask why 5 times and you will get to the root cause of the problem. Hypothesis tests. They establish the relationship between the outputs and inputs, and you can get the root cause with 95% confidence. Value stream mapping. It is used for defining and assessing the movement of the raw materials from the beginning of the process to delivery to the customer. It is a way in which the current state of a process is documented and the future state is visualized. If you want in-depth knowledge about all the tools and techniques, you can always join my Lean Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt training programs. So that was about Lean Six Sigma in manufacturing. I hope you have got a clear picture about why Lean Six Sigma is so important in the manufacturing industry. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss out on our important updates on the tools and techniques of Lean and Six Sigma and even project management. Happy learning! There are so many stakeholders in construction industry: the customer and the users of your building or construction, the project organization, the contractors, and the staff at the construction site. Lean has something for everyone. Of course, our primary objective is to satisfy the customers, both external and internal, so you can reduce the project delays and quality defects in your organization. You can improve the safety of the employees at the construction site, reduce the inspection times and non-compliances, drastically cut down on the rework resulting from errors. We have even reduced the architectural designing time in many cases to almost 50% of the original time by eliminating the wastes in the process. Once a process has been perfected with the lean methods, there are safeguards as well as checks and balances put into place to ensure that this efficiency continues through the life of a building or structure that has been constructed. In this particular industry, errors mean danger and extremely costly rework using expensive raw materials. So taking the time to eliminate errors before they happen is crucial to the success of any company specializing in constructing any type of building or dwelling. If a construction company is looking to minimize defects, then Lean course can really help the bottom line and make a huge difference. You can even combine it with Six Sigma and make it Lean and Six Sigma implementation to take the advantage of statistical tools also. The employees take up improvement projects after getting trained as green belts and black belts. They focus on identifying and eliminating any unnecessary waste in that particular system. This is one aspect of Lean certification methodology that creates great demand for certified professionals, especially true in the construction industry. A specialized Lean certification in construction will give the employees the tools they need to improve the quality of whatever they are building. Lean is a skill set that all of the leading construction companies in the world know to invest in when it comes to hire their employees. Because this eliminates the errors and also improves the quality, customers start to take notice and become loyal to the brand, knowing that they will always be able to get the best possible building at the lowest possible prices. Companies who utilize Lean methods know the importance of quality, and the quality of their employees are at the top of the list. Certified employees are a source that construction companies are willing to invest in. This is why salaries of certified individuals are on an average significantly more than the non-certified colleagues. This also improves the overall corporate culture within a construction company. Because of the certified individuals, everyone knows their role and expectations within the company and exactly how teams need to work together to bring about the positive changes. Do share this video with your friends in construction industry and let me know on what topic I should make my next video. I am a Lean and Six Sigma certified Master Black Belt, have implemented Lean in many construction industries and would like to invite you to my Lean construction training programs.